How's it going, everybody? Level M Diecast bringing you batch review time today. We are going to be talking Matchbox mix number 4. This is pretty widely spread, hitting the pegs now. I've actually had this for a little bit. I actually had it before I went to the Matchbox gathering, and although I did not have time to film the review, but I gave it some time to hit the pegs. So hopefully you guys can pull these out. Starting off with the first one, number 60. This is the Road Stripe King. This was a brand new casting last year. This is the second deco we have seen on it. I really like this deco we're looking at. We're going to crack these open and take a better look. But I'm really hoping that this particular deco becomes a new reoccurring theme with Matchbox because it looks pretty fancy. The only other generic in the entire mix is the field car. This is number 15 of 100. This was a brand new casting last year, debuted in orange metallic. This in blue now, looking pretty good. Not too bad for a generic. We can live with that one for sure. Next one up, number 54. This is the 1962 Plymouth Savoy in white. This was a brand new casting last year as well. This is the first recolor. Debuted in black, is now in white. So this one is pretty nice. A little bit of a yin and yang going. So pretty exciting to see that one. Really like the old school Plymouth logo right there on the corner of the card. Very interesting. Especially for a company that doesn't exist anymore. Number 62. This is the 61 Cadillac Series 62 Coupe convertible in metallic red. This one looks pretty good. You know, they did have a closed top version in the Cadillac series a couple years ago. So I wonder if we'll see that in the basic range at some point in time. But this one looks pretty good. It does have chrome base. Pretty sure that Abe Lugo had a little bit of a hand in making that one. Just a guess. Just a guess. Number 40 of 100. This is the Toyota Hilux. This was a brand new casting last year. Debuted in metallic red. It is now in a metallic green front and rear tampos. At some point in time, I'm sure we are going to see this in some kind of out there decos. But for now, we're getting stock colors, which is pretty nice. So definitely like the Hilux, which is pretty nice. Another one we got up here. This is the 2019 Subaru Forester number 55. This was a brand new casting last year as well. Debuted in metallic green, kind of like the Hilux is now. Now it is in red, which the Hilux debuted in red. So very interesting to get a little flip-flop going on between the Hilux and the Subaru. This is a very good casting, though. They did a great job on this. I think that Matchbox team really hit this one out of the park. So this red color is very popular amongst Subarus in general. Number 78, 64 Austin Mini Cooper in, yes, ultra pink. Does have white base as well. White print on the wheels, looks pretty good. The card art is pretty fancy because it's got those nice wheels on it. Unfortunately, we just get the normal hub wheels, which is, okay, but it just doesn't do the card art any justice at all. Number 39, this is the Polaris RZR. This was a brand new casting a couple years ago. This one has a relatively minimal amount of space to spray deco on. So typically you're just going to get like a new color on the graphic it's got on the side. We've seen blue. Now we've seen green. I think it had a red as well. I think it debuted in red if I remember correctly. But it's still a good casting. Still looks pretty good. They're pretty much all, like a matte black with the Tampa print on the side. Another Polaris. This is the Slingshot. This is number 90 of 100. This was a new casting about 3 or 4 years ago. Very interesting model. Very interesting that Matchbox did this. Definitely outside the box. Every once in a while they got to do one of those. This one in this kind of lime yellow looks pretty good. We'll crack it open with its black wheel in the front. Moving on to kind of a cult mix one. This is number 57. This is the CX-5. This one has quite the following. It is a very good casting. I know a lot of people who really enjoy the CX-5. They really like this casting a lot. They probably own a CX-5 in real life, probably. but not everybody. But I can tell you this is a way better casting than the Mazda 3 that they did, which was just not good. It was just not good. All right, moving on to the next one. There is some JDM style of love in here. This is the 350Z. This is number 13 of 100. And yes, it's got an interior because last year it didn't. So very happy to get an interior in this one back this year. Never had not had an interior previously, I don't believe, until last year. So very interesting move on the Matchbox team. But of course, this is going to say Japanese, Matchbox in Japanese somewhere on it because it's just the way it works. Kind of a reoccurring deco-ish. This is the Chevy Caprice Classic Police. This is number 67 of 100. Sorry, I wasn't ready for that one. Apologize. This is Skybusters Security. We have seen Skybusters Police on the Interceptor, but this one's a little bit different, although it's still kind of in the same realm. I do think this is pretty cool that Matchbox is working on trying to tie other lines into other lines. I think that's a great move. They just need to maybe, release some more real working rigs. Hint, hint. Last one in this particular mix. This is the 2018 Dodge Charger, and you guessed it, plumb crazy. Very, very happy to get this one. This one is also in the Dodge series this year. It debuted in the metallic red, and then the second mix, it will be a reissue of the original blue, which is very unfortunate. But at least one of them was a new color. The Charger's been getting some pretty good love. Does look pretty good with the D10s on there. It's been sporting the 5 spokes for the most part. And we're going to take a look at this one too. So we got two new castings in this mix, and we're just going to roll with Charger love. This is the 66 Charger. This is a brand new casting for this year, debuting in orange. Looks pretty good. Very factory, very stock. Not all ridiculous like the blue brand does. So that one looks pretty good. We'll take a look at that one as well. Little Mopar heavy on this mix. And then rolling out with the very last edition. This is the Tesla Model X. This is the first time we're seeing this model outside the original moving parts version, which only came out once. They will be making a new moving parts version of the Tesla Model X, but this is just the standard for the basic range. Very, very happy to see this in blue, which is an interesting thing. Most of the Teslas tend to come out in the red color, which is a signature color of theirs, but I guess maybe since Matchbox originally did the original X in red, we're good to go. So let's get these out of the blisters and let's look at the details. All right, everybody, we are going to get to looking these out, and we are going to do this in real time. Pop them open as we go. We're going to start with the Polaris Slingshot. Again, number 90 of 100. These are some previous versions. I think this one is definitely one of the best, just in my personal opinion. I do think the roof, the hood design on there looks pretty good. Does say Slingshot off to one side, very non-symmetrical, which is pretty nice. Definitely like the way that looks. Do like the black wheels as well. This model's a little crazy, so I think they're kind of limited on where they can put deco and how much deco they can put on there, which is definitely a frustrating thing. Definitely don't want to be limiting that stuff. Base deets. There is some base deets. Man number is 1186. We are an R14, so not too bad. Next one we're going to take a look at. This is the Polaris RZR. This one is in white and green, I guess you can call it. We've seen this quite a few times, so take a look at a couple of those real quick. This one is not a bad casting. I just think that the issue that they have is they have to make this sizable to what it is, but then still fit it in the blister. And so because this model in real life has a lot of articulating suspension and stuff, it just makes for a very thick base. But I still think it looks pretty good. I think the Tampo looks pretty good. I still think the casting is pretty good. It's not the best casting of all time, but it's definitely one of the better ATVs that they've done. And Matchbox has done quite a few ATVs, not ridiculous amount, but they've done quite a few. Take a look at the base deets on this one real quick. There is your base deets. This is number 1203. Put him to the side. Next one, we're going to take a look at number 78 of 100. This is the Austin Mini Cooper 1964 in pink. Yes, pink. So we have seen this one a bazillions of times. Probably can't even get you all of the versions on the screen, but we have seen this many, many, many times. This casting's been around for a very long time. They've had some pretty good versions of this, some not so great versions of it. But the reality is that the casting itself is fantastic and it looks good. And I like that they did something different. The pink is definitely interesting. I do like the two stripes on the hood. Does have full front tampo as well. Obviously, because the hood stripes or whatnot, it does not get rear tampos, which is completely understandable, but still looks pretty good. Do like the white printed disc hub wheels. Not too bad. Taking a look at the base deets, it is white base, so it's a little difficult to read. There is the deets number 765, so we're pushing like 1400s now, so you can tell how old that casting really is. It's back in the day. All right, we're going to do number 57. This is the Mazda CX-5 in dark blue. So this model has pretty much, actually, you know what, I think it has. We'll take a look at some other versions. Always just sported full front and rear tampos, and I think that's perfectly fine. I think it looks great. I like just the factory flavor of this one. It looks very, very nice. Dark blue looks good as well. This is a really good casting. You know, I've said this a million times. Every time I do a review that includes CX-5, it's a great casting. It's nothing to get excited about. It's nothing to go home and, you know, write a, you know, essay on because it's so awesome. But it's a nice model. Matchbox did a great job. I think it's nice to have some stock SUVs, which we just don't have too many of. Even Hot Wheels dropping their SUVs are ultra modded up. There is no necessary plate detail, just says Mazda. So just wanted to showcase that. Take a look at the base deets. There it is, 2016 Mazda CX-5. Man number is 1077. So definitely an older casting, but not super old. Number 40, Toyota Hilux. Pretty happy that Matchbox did this. It's very interesting that this is almost verbatim built the exact same way that the Chevy Colorado is built, in very, very similar style too. Who knows? It could be the same designer that designed both. But it doesn't matter. I mean, they're mid-sized trucks. I just think it's kind of interesting in the construction. This guy does have full front rear tampos. These tampos look pretty good. The headlights look like they're printed on there very, very good. They do wrap around to the side a bit, which there is a continuation of the print, which is not something you would probably expect. Rear tampo looks pretty good. It does have that third brake light detail in there. Of course, the handle for the bed as well. As I mentioned, this debuted in red, which looks pretty good. Although this green version is very, very nice, I believe. Taking a look at the base deets, 1239 is your number. So definitely all over the place with this particular mix, which is good. We don't have no issues, no qualms with that. Moving on to some Subaru love. This is the 2019 Subaru Forester in dark red. This is a pretty iconic factory Subaru color. There's a ton of Subarus rolling around in this color. This one has full front and rear tampos. Looks very good. Of course, a lot of these hatchbacks and stuff, they have to have the post going through the back window area, you know, in the cargo area of the model. It's just the way the assembly has to be done. They used to do like hook assemblies, but that's kind of gone away. This guy debuted with the D10, still has the D10 wheels on there. I think they look perfectly fine. Would like to actually, I think I might actually like to see a utility wheel on this. Not really sure how that would work. Look, you know, kind of like how the Toyota had. That wheel might look okay. Might be too beefy or whatever, but we'll see. I mean, the Forester is considered an SUV. So, pretty good crisp prints on this one, though. Take a look at the base Dietz 2019 Subaru Forester, number 1236. Pretty good base details as well. They are still made in Thailand. Love that. Definitely a good thing. Moving on to the Series 62 Cadillac in this dark red. Looks very good. Kind of a darker brown, almost like a burnt tan interior. Looks super good. There are no details on the rear. It's because it does get passes on both sides. It does get front tampo as well. So print on some of that vent stuff on the side, the door handles and stuff. And then, of course, you get the full front sweep. Does have a chrome base, which is definitely something that apparently is extremely expensive. Hot Wheels does chrome stuff all the time, but you know, for the Matchbox brand, chrome is a relatively expensive option, reserved for only specific vehicles. Taking a look at the base Dietz on this guy, super chrome base, 1207, I think that is. Yep, maybe 1290. No, 1207 is your man number. Apologize about that. Kind of hard to read the super chrome base sometimes. Next one up, 62 Plymouth Savoy in white. This is a very interesting casting. I wouldn't have guessed for a million years that they would do a Savoy. This probably has a lot to do with certain members of Matchbox team, which I definitely am super stoked about. We are a little bit biased with the Mopar stuff here, but this one looks excellent in white. It does have the same additional tampos the black one did, with a little bit of gray, silverish print on the sides. It does have chrome base. The original one in black also debuted in chrome base as well. Same wheels with the disc hub wheels. I think that's a fantastic fit. I also like how the wheels kind of sit up underneath what kind of the window wells are. Wheel wells, I should say. Looks pretty good. Does have rear tampos, which is a nice deal. This one does in fact have a plate which does say Savoy. Base Dietz, super chrome base, 1238 is your man number. A little difficult to read that, but that's what it is. Looking pretty good. We're going to throw one of our generics on here. We're going to mix it up a little bit before we roll out with the rest of our licensed models. This is the field car. This is a throwback casting to the original Matchbox field car from the original Superfast era, the early Superfast era. This one looks pretty good. Does have that integrated spare tire, which is part of the interior. Does have a tow hitch on it. I would not be surprised if this shows up in the hitch and tow line. There is some very good stuff coming from hitch and tow, by the way, I will admit. Very, very nice. But this one looks pretty good. Just, you know, pretty average kind of deck or whatever. This is not a reoccurring deck or anything, but mountain bike ridge, it says. So Delta Boy. Base Dietz. There you go. A man number on there. Looking for it. 1243 tucked up into there. So there is your man number on that one. All right, we're going to show some love for the JDM guys, even though this is not a it's not a JDM car, but at least it is a Japanese car. This is the 350Z. This is the 2003 350Z, number 13. I'm just happy we got the interior back. It's ridiculous that they took the interior away. They had to build an entire new mold for that window piece to kind of take the space of the interior. These are a bunch of different versions that came out previously. This casting's been around for quite some time, and there are quite some versions. There are some very, very nice ones, especially the Nismo one. Definitely the best one. I think you guys would probably agree with that one. Definitely the best one. Looks unbelievably good. You might even be able to stick that next to some R34, R33 love. This guy does have a nice print on the side. It says Matchbox Japan. That is Matchbox in Japanese down there on the bottom of the corp or the door. 350Z on the side, 350Z logo on it, and then of course it's got just the side print for the taillights that is not actually printed from the rear. Taking a look at the base deets, like I said, been around for a while. 2003, it was modified in 2020. The man number is 611, so definitely been around the block, maybe about 30 times or so. All right, your Skybusters probably need some security, and we got you covered with the Caprice Classic, the Skybusters Security Patrol. I do like that Matchbox is tying in other lines. I really wish that they would invest more in other lines. Skybusters, I feel like, gets decent amount of investment for pretty small scale sales. The real working rig line doesn't get all that much love. But this one looks pretty good. I like the Skybusters logo as well. This one just gets the sides pass, so they kind of stick that little orange corner light in the front, which isn't bad. It looks okay. But there's no headlight details, so then it kind of takes away from it. They try to get some taillight detail at the very end of that too. That is just not good. That is not good. Like that right there, not good. It's just not good. I really wish they would not do that. I know they're trying to get as much as they can in on the side passes, but it just doesn't look very good at all. Base deets does kind of have like that faux base stuff. This is kind of like what they used instead of chrome for the base. It's kind of like this metallic brownish gray kind of color. Very interesting color. This is the base deets. Man number is 1198. 2019 Mattel. So this is like I said, very recent casting. Although we've seen quite a few versions of that though. You guys already seen that, but looks pretty good. Number 60. This is going to be our last generic in the mix. If I can get it out of the blister. I don't understand why some of these blisters just don't want to open, don't want to cooperate. I'm trying to mess up my flow. So this was a brand new casting last year. I think this is a very interesting idea with it. So there's that giant hole right there, which goes all the way through the base, and you can put a pen, marker, crayon. It's pretty much perfectly measured for a crayon. And then you just drive along and you make your road stripe, which is pretty interesting. Just trying to tie in some things for play value. But this one looks pretty good in its white and blue deco. I really like this deco, actually. I really, really like this deco a lot. I'm really hoping that this becomes a reoccurring theme. I hope that Matchbox does more decos with this particular theme. I just think it looks super, super good. It just looks really, really good. The white and the blue are just great contrast. I really like this. It's way better than its debut in yellow, which is good, but just nothing like this. This one looks very, very good. Matchbox Freeway Services. Man, really like that one. Base deets, there you go. 1251 is your man number. Again, that hole that goes all the way through the casting. You just drive around and make your own lines on the road, which is a pretty interesting thing. Pretty cool. Last of the existing castings, this is the Charger in Plum Crazy. Yes, it is Plum Crazy for sure. Ultra metallic too. Looks unbelievably good. Love this casting. Definitely one of my favorite castings. I am extremely biased, I will tell everybody. But Matchbox did such a good job on this Charger. I wish it was just a hair wider. But other than that, it's fantastic. Really, really digging this. And I like that they did just the standard civilian. We already have the Charger Pursuit. And then, of course, there is the moving parts Charger, which will come in probably mix 6 of this year. That will be in Hemi Orange. Although they don't call it Hemi Orange. I call it Hemi Orange. This one does have some plate detail. Does say it is Plum Crazy from California, I think. So looks pretty good. Charger RT. Looking at the base deets. There is your base deets. This is number 1168 is your man number. Again, still rocking that R14 date code for sure. We're going to continue on with some Charger love. We are going to move on to the two brand new castings in the mix. 1966 Dodge Charger in orange, chrome base, black interior. Does have full taillight tampos on it, although the base is covering the grill in the front, so no need to have print on that one. It does have hideaway headlights, so there's really nothing to print on them. It does get additional print there on the top of the trunk for a logo. We'll take a look at that. I think orange is a good debut color. Nothing wrong with the orange. It's pretty plain, but the casting's really good. The casting's really good. I kind of like that they did the 66 Charger. Sorry about that. Little stuff on there. I'm glad they didn't do like the 70 Charger. Glad they certainly didn't do like the 72 Charger. That would have been terrible. We know that Hot Wheels has done the 66 Charger before. This fits the Matchbox bill, though. I think they did a great job. Maybe a different color. Can't wait to see this in something different. It's always going to be in this wheel, though. Maybe we'll see this in premium someday. I don't know. But it's a pretty good casting. It's pretty good casting. But, it's new. And even though I'm a Mopar guy, certain things still have to grow on me a little bit. There is that logo print, I guess you can say, on the trunk, which actually ends up just being a splotch of silver. So, very interesting. Oops, sorry about that. Dropping it all over the place. There is our base Deets 66 Dodge Charger. Ultra Chrome base. Looking at our numbers, it is 1231 up there in the corner. Very difficult to read chrome bases because they just shine so much. All right, last one we're going to take a look at. This is the Model X. Model X is, of course, number 53 of 100 in this dark metallic blue. Does have a full window top, so full clear roof on it. This is obviously done because the model essentially has a glass roof on it, but it also keeps the cost down. They definitely want to try to use as least amount of metal as possible. This one looks pretty good, though. It's the first time we've ever seen a stock regular Model X from Matchbox. As a matter of fact, even Hot Wheels Model X was not stock or anything like that. So if you're a Tesla fan, this is a very, very nice one. The gunmetal D10s look excellent on it. The blue is excellent. Full front and rear tampos, of course. Does have some plate detail on this particular one. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. But I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy. I think this casting would even look good in red, which it is bound to be released in for sure. I'm just glad that this turned out to be a pretty good casting. It's a little crazy this year because Matchbox is doing so many EVs. It's just unbelievable the amount of EVs they're doing. But there is your plate detail. It just says 0 emissions, which is basically the same thing that you're going to get on all the promo stuff and all this other stuff that has to do with Tesla and EVs and stuff. So there is your base Deets. Very interesting base. 1286 is your man code. 2021 Mattel. So there you go. That is mix 4. Let's see. What is our top? I mean, obviously, you guys saw this coming from 150,000 miles away. We're just going to straight up show love for Mopar. And we're going to call it good. So there you go. That is mix 4. Crack open review. Looks pretty good. We're getting definitely up there in the amount of models released thus far. And that Mix 5 should be dropping relatively quick. That Mix 5 does have a significant amount of new models in it, so we'll see how that goes. You guys know also these cases do have carry forward models. So this case had about 7 or 8 carry forward models from all 3 previous mixes. They do not come from just the previous mix, so I'm hoping that Mix 5, 6, and 7 to finish out the year will have some more purple Chargers in there, so I'll be super happy. But there you go. Let me know what you guys think about that mix. Let me know if you got a favorite. Let me know if you're going to pick it up. And let me know what you think that there's only 2 generic castings. I think that's a good thing. Matchbox has really slimmed that down a lot. And they've really, really addressed that issue. And kudos to the Matchbox team for that. The generics that they still have are pretty good, though. So, anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Level M Diecast. Peace.